I can't believe it's been 3 years since Tesla first started delivering their Tesla Model 3s, and while there has been many roadblocks along the way, the improvements that came alongside it were unbelievable to say the least. With that being said, I strongly believe that these 3 recent updates that I'm going to tell you about should be more than enough reasons for you to buy one today. Stay tuned. What's poppin', what's Gucci guys? If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. It's been nearly a year since I've owned my Tesla Model 3, and even during this short time, there has been so many improvements that were made to my car, and also improvements that weren't made to my car, like the USB-C ports. During the recent updates, a couple of things I wanted the most on my Tesla Model 3 were finally released, but unfortunately, I cannot get them, and I'll tell you why later. But before we get started with today's video, please do me a quick favor and gently tap the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps out my channel a lot in regards to getting more exposure, and my goal is to get 3,000 subscribers before the end of this year, so please take a second to do that. I really appreciate it. Are you guys ready for the video? Let's go. The first update that should make you want to buy a Tesla Model 3 immediately after watching this video is the fact that there is more range than ever. I mean, just take a look at these numbers. The Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, aka the Tesla Model 3 I have now, has 263 miles instead of 250 from when I bought mine back in November of 2019. That's a 5.2% improvement in the range in just a year's time. Next, the Performance Model 3 has 315 miles of range, and last but not least, the Long Range Model 3 has a whopping 353 miles of range. With these improvements in the range, it should alleviate many of the worries people have in regards to range anxiety. I've spoken to both friends and family about my Tesla Model 3, and one thing they always ask me about is the range in my car. And it was so hard to convince them that the current range in my car is enough to get me around town or even on the occasional long road trips from when those moments come. But with these recent improvements in the range, it should be way easier to convince them to stop worrying about running out of charge now. Since a lot of us are working from home in today's time, I know it's hard to believe something without testing it out for yourself, so I understand if some of you may still have worries about it, but take it from me. I used to commute 40 to 50 miles a day round trip, and I never had any issues with running out of charge. Every time I was around 20%, I would just take it to a local supercharger and charge it up again, or I would simply charge at home or at work. I literally had and still have so many options to utilize when it comes to charging. As time progresses, so will Tesla as they keep developing more and more superchargers for every single owner out there. So if you're still on the edge about getting a Tesla, just keep in mind that these cars will keep improving, and there will constantly be more and more charging solutions, especially because most manufacturers out there today are trying to develop their own electric vehicles. And hey, if you are thinking about buying a Tesla after watching this entire video, make sure to click my referral link down below. If you order a Tesla with my referral code, both you and I will get 1,000 free supercharging miles after you take delivery, so it's a win-win situation for the both of us. Moving on to the second update that should make you want to buy a Tesla immediately, and this is something that I've been complaining about for a very long time now. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you 3 seconds to think about it. Yes, it's the automatic trunk. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally gotten what we've been asking for years now, the infamous automatic trunk. No longer we have to buy an aftermarket trunk and pay for installation. No longer we have to watch videos on how to install it. No longer we have to use your arms to open the trunk. And no longer we have to wait to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. I'm just kidding, but please take a second to do it if you haven't done so yet. Guys, there's an automatic trunk that comes with the Tesla Model 3 now, and it's an absolute game changer. Okay, let's take a step back. I know it may not seem like something that would affect current Tesla owners much, but believe me, it does. Each and every one of us with a Tesla Model 3 have been requesting an automatic trunk for such a long time now, and it just seems so surreal that Tesla would include this with the new builds. I'm not sure exactly what it took to get Tesla to include this option in the newer Model 3s, but I'm so glad that it finally happened. It even made me want to trade in my current Model 3 to get a new one, just so I can have this option. For those of us who have an older Model 3 without the automatic trunk, we would have to purchase an aftermarket one, which would cost over $1,000 easily, and keep in mind that this is not including the installation fees. So if you're thinking about buying a Tesla Model 3 now, trust me, it's the perfect time. I mean, seriously, the price for these cars didn't even go up at all, and Tesla was kind enough to include this option for new deliveries moving forward. It's a really sweet deal. With that being said though, I can't help but question Tesla on why they haven't released the fog lights option for everyone with the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus yet. I know that newer builds won't have the fog lights physically installed, but for those of us who have an older build, we do have them installed already, so it'd be super awesome if Tesla would just unlock the option for us, but who knows. Maybe they'll do it someday. It just kinda irritates me because they're now including something pretty expensive in their cars, but they still can't do something so simple as to release a software update for those of us who want the fog lights. You know what, I'll just stop there, otherwise I might get too heated about it. Sucks to suck, I know. Anyways, let's move on to the last update that should make you want to buy a Tesla Model 3 immediately. The last update is fairly simple, but it does save a couple $100, and while some people may not like it very much, others really like it. Like me. The update that I'm talking about is the automatic Chrome delete that comes with the car now. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars to get it installed at a local vinyl shop or spending over $100 and installing it yourself, all new Tesla Model 3s will come with an automatic Chrome delete now with new deliveries. Personally, I've always disliked Chrome because I just don't think it blends in very well with the rest of the car, but again, that's just personal preference. I understand some people really like the Chrome because they say it makes the car look more luxurious, but I tend to disagree. To each their own, I guess. But now that the chrome is gone and it's more of a darker gray / black color, it makes the car look so much more aggressive and sporty in my book. And although it was fun installing the Chrome Delete on my car, it kind of bothers me that I don't have it on perfectly, because of course I'm not a professional, and if you've ever worked on a car yourself, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you install aftermarket parts in your car, you start to realize that it's not going to be 100% a good job, because it never will be. By putting on aftermarket parts onto your car, you start to see all of the imperfections from adding these parts, and it's always going to bother you just a little bit in the back of your mind. Now I'm going to admit it, my Chrome Delete is not perfect whatsoever. There's little bits of creases and bits that aren't perfect, and it will always bother me, but you know, if it gets bad enough, I can always have a professional redo it all over again, or just buy a new Model 3 since it's such a great deal now anyways. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of today's video. Once again, these 3 updates should be more than enough reasons for you to pull the trigger on a new Tesla Model 3. When I first got my Tesla Model 3, it did not come with any of these things. Mine came with a rated range of 250 miles of range, no automatic trunk, and no automatic Chrome Delete. Now it includes everything for every single new delivery moving forward, and since I know Teslas are always going to improve, I shouldn't feel jealous about all of you future owners out there today. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm looking forward to that one thing that will make me want to finally trade in my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus for a Performance Model 3. Now don't get me wrong, I have nothing but love for my SR Plus, but my dream build has always been the Performance Model 3. And until I finally make the switch, I'll continue loving my SR Plus because frankly, it's been nothing short of amazing thus far. It has saved me so much money on gas, maintenance, and even the uncommon things like headaches. Prior to everyone working from home, I had to commute back and forth to and from work, and trust me, sitting in traffic was no fun, but having my SR Plus made it so much better because I just turned on autopilot and let it drive for me. So the message here is no matter which Tesla Model 3 you get, they are all amazing and they will all change your lives. Anyways, that's the last bit for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I post new videos every single Tuesday at 11 AM Pacific timing, and I'm not sure why I'm doing this, but turn on your notification bells as well. But as always, you guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.